Okay, so in this question, it is given to us that if this polynomial x cube plus ax square plus bx plus 6 has x minus 2 as a factor and leaves remainder 3 when divided by x minus 3, then find the value of a and b, right? So this is a direct question based on remainder and factor theorem, right? So if you want to understand remainder theorem, then the basic idea is that if we are given some polynomial px and it is divided by x minus a, okay, then we will definitely get a constant as remainder, right? The basic idea is if you are dividing by a linear expression, then the remainder is always a constant, right? If you are dividing by a quadratic expression, then the remainder can be a constant or a linear function, right? Which means that remainder will always have a degree less than the divisor, okay? Which means that in our case it is 1, so always we will get some constant. So now one idea is to actually divide this big polynomial px, whatever it could be this polynomial which we are considering in this question, right, and get our answer. If I do this long division method, I will get some remainder. Let us call this remainder as k, because we will definitely get some constant k, right? But this is a long method. Instead of this, the remainder theorem states that whatever this value of k is, we can directly achieve this value just by finding the value of this polynomial at x equal to a, right? Which means that I have to find something called p of a. This is called the value of polynomial at x equal to a. What we have done, instead of x, I have used a. So the same thing should be done in our polynomial here, okay? So let us take this forward and understand factor theorem also, right? So in cases in which this constant k becomes equal to 0, which means our remainder becomes equal to 0. If remainder is equal to 0, then we say that x minus a is a factor of px, correct? So again, in this question, let us understand what is given to us. If x cube plus ax square plus bx plus 6 has x minus 2 as a factor, right? Which means that if I divide this polynomial by x minus 2, I will get remainder equal to 0, right? So how to write that? Let us now consider our polynomial px, which is given to us, x cube plus ax square plus bx plus 6, right? Now we have to find the value at x equal to 2 and x equal to 3. And how did I find that? Just by looking at the values with which we are dividing the polynomial, right? So first, if we are dividing by x minus 2, I have to find the value at x equal to 2. If I am dividing by x minus 3, I have to find the value at x equal to 3, right? So that's what we are doing, and individual remainders are already given to us. This will give us what? The value at p of 2 will be the value of the remainder, but in this case our remainder is equal to 0 because x minus 2 is the factor, right? And what is p of 3? P of 3 is already given to us, that the value of the remainder is equal to 3, right? But if this is px, then p of 2 can also be written as 2 cube plus a into 2 square plus b into 2 plus 6, and similarly p of 3 can be written as 3 cube plus a into 3 square plus b into 2 plus 6. So now here we have two equations, equation 1 and equation 2, which have two different variables a and b, which can be solved simultaneously, right? So if you simplify these two equations, you should get something like 2a plus b plus 7 equal to 0 on simplifying the first equation, and 3a plus b plus 10 equal to 0 on simplifying the second equation, right? So now to get values of a and b, let us first subtract these two equations. If you subtract these two equations, you will get minus a minus 3 equal to 0, which means that a should be equal to minus 3. This is the value of a. Now we already have this equation with us. Let us use this equation to find the value of b. B is what? B is equal to minus 7 minus 2a. But a is equal to minus 3, so let us use this value. So this will give us b is equal to minus 1. Right? So these are your answers. A is equal to minus 3 and b is equal to minus 1.